Hi, I wanted to share with you a couple of things from my perspective as a born, aware, awake person, and my understanding of what's going on with us globally as well as planetary. So we're in this unique time and perspective as a soul where we have the ability to pull from all of our lifetimes to create a convergence of healing, both backwards and forwards into time. In support of that, we have the planetary alignments and the multidimensional support system that has also enabled us to release any karmic traumas or cords and attachments from prior lives, as well as in and throughout generational history. Now, the reason why this is coming up at this particular point in time is that, one, we plan for it as souls. I know it's a lot to fathom, but we plan to, at this moment and at no other point in our soul's history, have we had the ability to pull gifts from prior lives as well as future lives into present moment, in the addition to healing and creating that opening, effectively going backwards and forwards into time and creating different timelines. And it is my understanding of the convergence and the planetary alignments that we've seen and all the changes and the structures going on in the world. We are innately the universe and all the planetary systems within our structure in the body as a DNA code. And it has, for me, not been a question of, are we going to wake up? The question is, which pathway are you going down? Are you going down the pathway of working towards unity consciousness and diversity in beliefs as far as like forward motion to create change? Because there's not only one way to become awake and aware. There are multiple ways that we all bring to the table effectively to create this momentum around awakening and awareness. And so that's the first pathway. And then the second pathway is you come back and you do it again, i.e. reincarnation, until that point at which you do become aware and awake to your, what I call, authentic soul's embodiment. That is the pivotal shift between the activation of the planets externally and the reflection internally as a soul. And in my experience, and I've done probably now 66,000 sessions to date, I have not met any two souls that were the same or that shared the same structure as far as what they're here to do, what they're here to bring to the table, the way that they're connected. And that, for me, is reflected in not only just the birth chart, the astrology chart, but also the sidereal charts and all the nodes, and the complexity of us as beings is literally written out on the time and day of your birth. It is so precise and specific and unique for you. But from my perspective, literally being born awake, like the timelines and understanding past lives happened for me very young. From 10 up until now, I'm still unfolding and understanding the complexity of our unique structure. And what challenges that we face are, can we look within to see where we can contribute and give back as a whole? Where can we allow others to have different ways of doing things without making them wrong or have judgment for them. Where can we look at our own past traumas? Because the other part about it is that the souls that chose to come in this time period chose it to contribute. And that comes with certain parameters around trauma as children, or suffering in some kind of way to help raise the consciousness and raise ourselves out of the 3D construct of being alive on Earth at this time period. And, you know, honestly, there's so many souls and people that I've come in contact with, the enormity of pains and trauma and loss that we have gone through as a population and continue to go through, have really shown me the importance of not just going into past life for the sake of going into past life, but also the deep need for us to heal from our traumas, just in this lifetime, but also in past. We have money traumas, we have, you know, traumas around stepping into our gifts as spiritual gifts, and also other gifts like art or music or, you know, business. There's all kinds of different roadblocks that show up in that complex structure of the soul. I also understand the soul to have a unique signature or a sound to me. And this, to me, is very clear. That's why when I'm, you know, in a room, I can feel the different varying degrees of frequency and sound. Everything in our world, in our 3D world, has a sound and a resonance to it. And this is why it is so important for us to have that understanding of what is available to us. And so through that, whether it's awakening to your blueprint astrology wise, and that causes your wake up, or whether it's trauma that causes your wake up, like for my dad example, he had to, you know, cross over and come back and have a near-death experience to have that wake up. And being mom of all 3 kids also has represented some unique challenges as parents. As for me as a parent, I don't see my kids as necessarily just children. I also see them as my teachers and my greatest reflection. And so while I'm sharing all of this, my hope is that you awaken to your fullest potential. And if there's someone in your field that you feel a resonance with, or you feel can contribute to that, or you can contribute to someone else's awakening, I highly recommend and suggest that you do. And with the respect to the planets and nature, Earth itself, we are all of that internally. I just want to stress that again, and hope that you understand that you are as complex as the planets are. And that's why we're moved so much by things as people. So I'm Dr. Janelle Hoyland, and it is my great honor and gift to share this information and insight as a conscious soul from birth, and experiencing the world in a very different way, without the veil, without the limitations of 3D reality. As a child, that represented a lot of challenges for me, and not conforming to certain society standards and really following my own path. So I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.